Hey everybody, it's Don. It is 3:12 on the 22nd of August 2022. This is audio only, so you're just hearing my voice on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, and we're going to be posting this on the podcast later on. You'll be able to hear that wherever you do get your podcasts. Uh, Thumbs ups and likes and all the usual algorithm boosting things that you do would be very, very helpful here. Um, if you're going to comment on anything I'm going to say, please keep everything decent and kind. Wherever you post your comments, I really would appreciate any comments anyway, just as long as you are nice about it. I am going to be talking about the flooding that has been going on in the state of Texas last night and today. As I am recording this, and I do apologize that I can't give you any visuals because StreamYard's not set up for something like this, and I apologize for that because it would be best if I could show you what's going on. Uh, there has been record rain that has fallen in North Texas. We're talking about in nearly 10 inches of rain in North Texas. Now, on the one hand, Texas needs that because they're undergoing their own drought situation, just like Southern California is. So, all this rain is going to help in that regard. However, it is a devastating rain. And one of the things I kind of mentioned in the morning on Twitter, um, the word karma. Uh, if you've been following anything going on in Texas, you know that I am not necessarily in love with that state right now because of some of the things that they have pulled, some of the draconian laws that they have passed already in terms of education, in terms of reproductive freedom, in terms of LGBTQ plus situations. I it is amazing that it is amazing that when something bad happens somewhere, you have a whole bunch of preachers or right wingers or whatever it is who basically say that God is punishing that particular part of the country. For instance, if we have an earthquake here in California, people will blame our liberalism for what happens to us. Um, so, who do you blame for the water? Who do you blame for the rain? Who do you blame for the flooding today? Maybe Texas is doing something that God is not happy about. I can't say. I'm not into God's mind or anything like that. But it makes you wonder whether the same things that apply when something bad happens in a liberal part of the country applies to a more conservative part of the country. If Texas is flooded, is it because that God may be unhappy or uncomfortable with something that particular state has been doing. Because I'm looking at the WFAA feed right now, and they are already talking about some of the books they want to burn and things like that. Is there a correlation? I'm just saying that. I think I hashtag the word karma. Now, of course, I am very careful about where I say these things because right now, um, people in Texas are not really worried about whether or not what they've done basically brought it on or not. Their houses are flooding. Water is coming into their living rooms and their bedrooms and their kitchens. I have been spending a good part of this afternoon taking a look at fire trucks evacuating people from a place called Balch Springs, which is in Dallas County, and just to see just the water there, just the water that has accumulated there because of all the rain. I mean, we're talking about water up to the the tops of cars, water seeking into um, into the trailers that people are living in. These are not rich people here. And as much as I'm not necessarily in love with some of the mindsets that are in Texas, you also have to have some sort of sympathy for the human beings there. Here's a here's what the rainfall looks like in the last 24 hours in the Dallas area. 9.19 inches of rain. It is not the wettest 24-hour period ever. That was in 1932. 9.57 inches. For the month, it's been 10.8 inches. Second wettest August on record since 2018. And since Saturday, 13.30 inches of rain. I'm getting this from the ongoing live newscast from WFAA Channel 8 in Dallas. And through Saturday, it was below normal. But in the last 24 hours, has been almost 10 inches. So far for the year, rainfall has been below normal. So yes, they need the rain. However, all at one time, yes, it makes you wonder. The other thing I wanted to bring up is the governor of the state of Texas. We've been having such a time commenting on the bullheadedness of Greg Abbott on a lot of fronts. And the race in Texas is tightening. Beto O'Rourke is catching up with Governor Abbott in the polls. But this is the type of thing that any governor prays for. Because during an election year, as close as this election is, no one really cares about whether or not their son is transgender or whether or not their daughter may have to undergo a reproductive procedure. What they care about is the water coming into their homes, the water that has caused their car to float down what is now a tributary of the Red River. That's the only thing people care about. And the only thing people care about is how fast can my governor act on this. One of the reasons why the governor's in such a trouble, a spot of trouble right now is the slowness of response to the freezing temperatures of last year, a power grid that basically broke down, and the fact that some other well-known political figures decided to go to Cancun, not mentioning any names. This morning, the governor basically held a hands-on deck, all hands on deck meeting in Austin to deal with the ongoing flooding in the state. And he made a phone call to the mayor of Amarillo just before the rain hit yesterday. Those are the things that governors do. Those are the things that governors do no matter what political bent they are in. They do certain things when disaster strikes and they make sure that everybody knows it. And if people's memories are still sharp, they will remember this. The question is, how fast will whatever help that Governor Abbott is putting together will get to people like the people in Belch Springs who just saw their trailers go, floating down the street. That is going to be the thing that's going to be important. And if you have that help get to you, it doesn't matter what you say, and it doesn't matter what stupid laws you pass. It doesn't matter what your opponent does. You saved us in our time of need. So it's going to be very interesting to see what actual help that the governor provides to people of Texas in the next few days. Because everything's political. Everything always has been political. So on the one hand, karma is playing out. Number two, for Greg Abbott, this could be the best thing that's ever happened to him. We'll keep our eyes on that. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that, let you know how I'm feeling about this as a person from the outside looking in California. You can follow what's going on in Texas if you're on YouTube. Just simply go to the WFAA 8 page on YouTube. They've been live pretty much most of the day today and most of the night last night, and they will probably continue to be live for most of the night tonight. Follow us, please. Make sure that you are following us with all the notifications to let you know when we're going to be on, whenever we're on. A few thumbs ups wherever you're watching us, and a few comments, good or bad. Just make sure that you're respectful, and we really would appreciate that. Thank you for listening. We will talk again soon.